we see a number of occasions, a number of instances where Jesus taught his disciples, his followers, about prayer. He taught them how to pray. He taught them to put prayer into practice.
Yes, yes.
A number of occasions, we see it all throughout the Gospels. Taught his disciples how to pray, about prayer. He encouraged them to put prayer into practice. Most of you are familiar with that scene in Luke chapter 11, where his disciples come to him and ask the question, Master, Lord, teach us to pray. As John taught his disciples. And it is out of that response that we have what we now call a model prayer. He responded and said, when you pray, pray in this manner. Our Father, who art in heaven.
Yes.
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. We forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Taught his disciples about prayer. Taught them how to pray. He encouraged them to put prayer into practice. Mark chapter 14. While he's in the Garden of Gethsemane, just before he is arrested, just before he makes his way to the cross, he tells three of his closest disciples, watch and pray, lest you enter into temptation. John chapter 15, verse 7, he said to his disciples, if you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it shall be done unto you. Then in Matthew chapter 6, again talking to his disciples, he said that when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites. For they love to stand and pray in the synagogues, and in the street corners, the public square, so they can be heard by many. We say you shouldn't do this. When you pray, you ought to go into your closet.
Go ahead.
Your secret place. And you ought to pray to the Father in secret, so that the Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. All throughout the gospel, Jesus taught his disciples about prayer. Taught them how to pray. He encouraged them to put prayer into practice. He goes on in Matthew 6 and says that when you pray, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles. For they think that they will be heard for their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father already knows what you have need of.
Yes.
Before you even ask. Then in Luke chapter 10, verse number 2, he says to his followers, the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. All throughout the Bible, we see Jesus teaching his disciples about prayer, teaching them how to pray. Then he tells them and encourages them to pray in practice. But what I find most remarkable is that he does not stop. He does not end with just teaching them how to pray. He does not end with teaching them about prayer. He does not end with encouraging them to put prayer into practice. But Jesus takes it a step further, and what he does is he demonstrates to them, he models for them what prayer he shows and paints a picture for them of the discipline of prayer. And that, my brothers and sisters, is exactly what we see going on in our text. Notice that in this passage, Jesus does not say a word. He gets up early in the morning and he does not begin to teach on prayer. He does not offer some lengthy dissertation on prayer. He does not offer some deep theological assertion about prayer. He does not say anything to anybody. The Bible says that early in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he departs to a solitary place. Doesn't say nothing to nobody. And there, he prays. What he wants to do now at this point is he wants to go beyond words and he wants to show them what prayer really looks like. And I ought to just drop a note right there and say one thing that we can learn from Jesus in this particular instance, and that is sometimes it is not enough to talk about our faith and to talk about the God that we serve and to talk about how much we love the Lord. Sometimes what people need to see is how we really love the Lord through our life and through our actions. Sometimes people need to see us model the Christian life, to live it out, to go beyond theory and to put it into practice. That's when people are able now to connect the dots and make some sense out of what we've been talking about. But so often what happens is we have a lot to say. Amen. But then when the rubber meets the road, we're not doing like we say and like we've been saying. But Jesus in this passage does something different for us. He teaches them how to pray. He tells them about prayer. He encourages them to put prayer into practice. But then, early in the morning, he gets up a great while before day. He goes to a solitary place. And what does he do? He prays. I would argue that this, again, is just a snapshot of the Lord's Prayer. This is not an anomaly. This is not a one-off. Jesus was often found praying. Question that we want to raise and that we want to answer this morning, the question that we want to get at, really, is what can we learn from the prayer life of Jesus? What lessons can we glean? What can we take away? What can we gather from this symbolic action, if you will, of Jesus going out and praying? I'll offer three things to you this morning, and I won't be long. First of all, we learned that he made prayer and that we should make prayer a priority. You all write that down. He learned, he taught us, and we learned, and through his action, we can see that prayer ought to be a priority. In the morning, rising up a great while before day. He does not read the newspaper. He does not get on social media. He does not do all kinds of things around the house first. He does not take time for himself. He gets up, and the first thing that he does is he departs to a solitary place, and there pray. A good sign that you have made something a priority in your life is that you see to it first. First thing that's on your list. It comes before anything else that you might consider to be important. When something is a priority, it is not an afterthought, it is intentional. When something is a priority, it is not hurried. You have a special time set aside just for that thing. It's like having an appointment that you know that you cannot miss. We make appointments and we put them on our calendar and we know that we cannot miss this. Jesus had an appointment with the Father He didn't miss it. And as soon as he realized he didn't have anything else to do, then he said, I'm going to squeeze in
Go ahead.
a little bit of golf. And I'm afraid that sometimes we treat God
Go ahead, preacher.
like a golf game. I think sometimes we have our schedule, we have everything laid out, we keep it in order, and then if we don't have nothing else to do, if we're sitting around saying, man, well, maybe I'll pray. In the morning, rising up a great while before day, he got up and departed to a solitary place, and there he prayed. It was the main activity. It was not, I'm going to get my paper out and my pen, I'm going to strategize about what's coming next. It's not, well, this is just some kind of routine or some kind of worthless ritual, but in a minute I'm going to get up and do the real work. No. Prayer was the work. Prayer was the thing that needed to be done in order so that things can get done. Prayer was the thing that everything else depended upon doing that first. Without that, I believe the Lord knew that everything else wasn't going to work right. In the morning, before a great while before day, he departed to a solitary place. There he prayed. He did the work of prayer.
Yes.
Now, if prayer is defined or can be defined as having conversations with God, what does it look like if prayer for God is not anywhere in our priorities? The term prayer can be somewhat abstract, but when we view prayer as having a meeting with God, that should change how we view the whole enterprise. It ought to change how we view prayer as a priority. What does it say about us who call ourselves Christians, who claim to love God, who claim that He's first in our lives? What does it say about us when when God is nowhere on our schedule? A meeting with God is not on our schedule. What does that say about you and I? And yet, we want God to make us His priority. We want a God that's faster than at once and quicker than right now to come to our rescue. We want that on-time God. Yes, He is. That's what we want. We want God to be right there when we call on Him. We want Him to keep His appointment with us, but we don't even want to set an appointment with Him. Because when we set an appointment, that means we're committed to it. It means it's not just an afterthought, or not just something we do when we get a spare moment. It is a commitment. Lord, I am going to meet you today. And I'm going to keep my commitment. Why early? Does it have to be in the morning? Maybe so that he wouldn't be rushed. Maybe because he realized that there's a lot going on, a lot of people need to talk to him, a lot of business needs to be handled. Maybe he wanted to get to a place where he wouldn't be rushed or distracted. He didn't want to be hurried. Maybe that's why he did it in the morning. Maybe he realized, as I've already alluded to, that the guidance and the wisdom and the direction that he would get would be necessary for the work that he was about to do. Maybe he realized that without prayer first, he wouldn't know what to do next. And we walk around in life not knowing what to do next. Feeling our way, trying to figure it out, bumping our heads against walls, wondering why it's not working, why is life not working for me. Maybe if you would set that appointment with God first,
Come on, preacher.
Maybe we don't like his idea. Maybe we don't like the way he's got it laid out for us. Maybe his will is not what we really have in mind. We have what we want to do. Maybe God's going to tell us something different. So we say, you know what, I'll just forego that meeting with God and I'll handle it on my own. Maybe you wonder, well, God is just honoring your wishes. Maybe it suggests that the Father was the first person that was on his mind.
Yes.
Maybe that's why. The old saints used to sing, I woke up this morning
Go ahead.
with my mind stayed on Jesus. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. Oh, how I wish that we can get back to those days. There was a time in our dark past where we clung to the Lord.
Come on, preacher.
We needed the Lord. And now that we moved through those dark nights, slavery and Reconstruction and civil rights, now that we've gotten beyond all of that, we figure we can just make our own way. Well, I think we would do well to go back to where we came from, because we're making quite a mess of things now. When you have the legalization of marijuana, we're making a mess. When you have churches where there's a first man instead of a first lady, we're making a big mess. Black churches, that is.
Go ahead, preacher.
There's all kinds of signs that we have decided that we don't need God in our lives. And I think we ought to go back to those days when we sang with confidence. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. It doesn't have to be in the morning. No. But does it have to be a priority? Yes. Yesterday, we prayed here. And it wasn't early in the morning. It wasn't a great while before day. But it was a priority. Some folk rearranged schedules to get here. Some folk had it marked down on their calendar. I'm going to block this time out because I want to spend time with God at this particular time. It was a priority, even though it was not early in the morning. I don't want to get us into some ritualistic, religious exercise. That is not the goal with this message. The message is to get you to realize that God ought to be a priority in your life. And one of the instances, or one of the clues of priority is firstness. We are called to give from the first fruits.
Yes.
And we are called to give God the best of our lives and of our day and of our time. Does it have to be in the morning? No. Can it be lunchtime? Well, maybe if you get ready to take lunch, and instead of eating lunch, getting on Facebook, checking email, reading this, doing that, and then in the last 3 minutes, when it's time to go back to work, let me just, maybe we can say it's a priority when, okay, I'm gonna spend time with God during my lunch and before I do anything else.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give God some time here. I'm going to meet God. And I'm going to take as long, you got to get through to do that, but I'm going to take as long as I need to.
Go ahead now.
And as long as he holds me, that's all right. And he's not going to hold you past your lunchtime. They might hold you past your meal, and some of us will be all right without it. Amen. Amen. Perhaps the morning is there to depict prayer as a discipline, as something of a sacrifice, as something that requires effort. We laud the soldier that rises early in the morning for training. We admire the man who gets up early in the morning to go off to work so that he might provide for his family. We think highly of the farmer who wakes up early in the morning to see to his crops and his fields. We Jesus get up early?
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe he remembered as a boy in Sabbath school a couple of those songs. Psalm 5 and 3. My voice shall thou hear in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And in the morning I will direct my prayer unto thee, and I will look up. Psalm 119, 147. I rise before dawn
Uh-huh.
and cry for help. I have put my hope in your word. Maybe he just thought about some of those songs and decided, I'll just get up in the morning
Yeah.
and meet my Father. Early in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he departed to a solitary place. There he prayed. He made prayer a priority. Second thing I think we see in this passage is that he emphasized the importance of getting into God's presence.
Yes.
He made prayer a priority, but I think through his actions, he emphasized the importance of getting into God's presence. Sometimes, I think, we need to focus more on God's presence and less on our petitions. You'll get that later on.
Come on.
We need to think about God's presence more than we think about our petitions. What I think the Lord, what I think Jesus was doing was getting in the presence of his Father. He wanted to be with his Father.
Yes.
It was not just, I got a list of stuff that I need. Because that don't last long. You know, Christ at home. But I'll tell you what. There are some things that I get from Sister Christ that I can only get and only want.
Go ahead.
So when I see her every day,
Uh-huh.
she knows that there are some things that I give to her that I can only get, and only want to get from her. But let me tell you what marriage, what I've been learning.
Go ahead.
That is so much more than that. I have come to the place where I love going to dinner. And I love going to a movie. And I love sitting up watching Netflix with my wife. You gotta understand what I'm saying. I can't make it go more plain. We got kids in the room. But I'm learning now that the relationship is deeper than that one thing that I need. It's about being in her presence.
Go ahead.
Going on vacation and just walking up and down a sandy beach or something. Going wherever we are, it just makes it better when she's there. And I'm here to tell you that we all feel the same way about God. We ought not come to God just with our list of stuff. We ought to come just so we can be with God. And I think that is why Jesus got up early, because he wanted to get God as soon as he could get him. And be in his presence. That's how relationships are built. And some of our relationships are not where they ought to be because we are so busy with other stuff.
Teach.
We need to focus on his presence and not just our petitions. Sometimes we need to get out of the presence of people to get into the presence of God. Early in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he departed to a solitary place where they didn't know where he was, where they had to look for him to find him. He had to get away from folks. trying to do. And not just people, and we ought not just be trying to get away from people sometimes, but we ought to try to get away from things that can potentially distract us. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in this world that can distract us. I'm always amazed when my kids, I'm glad they're out of high school, but when they was in school and they be doing their homework, I didn't understand how they could have their headphones on, listening to that stuff and doing homework at the same time. I never understood that. I didn't do that when I was a kid. I can't think straight with all kind of stuff going on. And some of us can't think straight in life.
Go ahead.
Because so much stuff is going on around us. And we can't get focused on God because we got so much stuff going on around us. But Jesus gives us the remedy. He said early in the morning, I got up a great while before anybody else was up, and I went to a solitary place just in case somebody got up and tried to find me. And that is where I pray. I think he emphasized the need to get into God's presence. I think Mary understood this. You know that scene where Jesus comes to their home, Mary and Martha. Martha is encumbered with work in the kitchen, trying to make everything all right. And Mary just decides she's going to sit down and where Jesus is. Just listen to him. Hear his voice. Spend time. I would argue that when we look at Jesus in this particular passage, we see him encouraging us to value God's presence. The children of Israel in Exodus, I believe 32 and 3 or 33, right around that area, they had disobeyed God. And now God was upset with them. And he said, listen, I can't go with you no more. I can't be with you. And when the children of Israel heard that the presence of God would not be with them, they shuddered. They had been disobedient. But they realized, they understood something about the presence of God. And it caused them to shake in their boots. It caused them to shudder. It caused them to fear.
Go ahead.
And Moses had to pray on them. And Lord, we can't. If you won't go with us, then we might as well just stay right where we are. We'd rather be in the wilderness than in the promised land without you. I don't want to sound cliche, but everything we need is in the presence of God. And there's nothing that we need outside the presence of God. If we need peace, it's there in his presence.
Yes.
If we need hope, it's there in his presence. If we need joy, it's there in his presence. If we need someone to wipe our tears when we're sad, it is in the presence of God. Healing is in his presence. Deliverance is in his presence. Salvation is in his presence. Everything we need. Everything we need. You get up in the morning, you give God some time. I bet you go about your day feeling a whole lot better. A whole lot better. He emphasized the importance of getting into the presence of God. And finally, he demonstrated the need to depend on prayer for power. That's what I think is going on in this passage. He demonstrates the need to depend on prayer. How do I know that? Well, I keep reading past 35. He tells the disciples, listen, now it's time for us to go to all the towns. But I got some preaching. And after that, he begins to heal the sick, cast out demons. He begins some real ministry work. He begins doing some things. He begins to really do some ministry work. He gets that power from that time in prayer, and he does not reverse the order. He does not get out here on the field of ministry and then decide, let me ask God to bless what I'm trying to do. He does not reverse the order. And let me be very clear with you. This is important. I phrased it this way on purpose, so I remember to tell you what I'm about to tell you now. he demonstrated the need to depend on prayer for power. But what we need to understand is that prayer is not the object. Prayer is the subject. When it comes to this dialogue, this engagement, God is the object. In the Reader's Digest, several years ago, there was an article there, and it talked about prayer. It talked about the benefit of prayer for those who were in the hospital, either before surgery or after surgery. It talked about how studies, I guess, have shown that when people pray, then they heal quicker.
Yes.
They go through whatever it is they go through in that hospital stay quicker. It just turns out better for them because they pray. And then the writer suggested it could be a placebo effect. But studies do show that something happens when people pray. And so the article sort of encouraged them to pray. You know, it didn't mention God.
Come on,
It
preacher.
didn't mention who to pray to. It didn't mention an object of prayer. It just said pray. And so it's no wonder why he threw in this placebo effect thing. Because a placebo effect really says that your mind is playing a trick on you for the moment. But as soon as your mind realizes that this is a trick, you go back to the condition that you were in. And I'm here to tell you that if we are not praying and having a real relationship with God and aiming our prayers to the Lord,
Yes.
then all we're going to have is a placebo effect. There are so many people talking about, I prayed about this, I prayed about that, and we say all the time, prayer changes things. If you do not know the God of prayer, who you're praying to, if you do not know Jesus Christ, prayer won't change anything.
Go ahead.
Except God is gracious enough to answer that prayer. But apart from the object of prayer, then you're just talking to the wind. And the wind can't do nothing for you. So Jesus demonstrated the need really to depend on God in prayer for power. Power for ministry. Why, preacher? Every January for the past several years, you tell us no ministry activity for the month of January. And why do I have to explain this every year? Can't we just do this? Can't we just keep doing that? Can we just do? No. Because January
Yes.
marks the beginning of the year, and conceptually, we want to do what Jesus did. We want to say, before we do anything else, Lord, we are going to pray and seek you and ask you to guide us and to bless us and to help us, because the fact of the matter is, listen, none of us knows what we're doing with this whole thing. You may think you do, but none of us knows what we're doing. And if God does not give us wisdom, if God does not give us insight, if God does not give us direction, then we're just doing stuff, going through the motions, and will not be effective in it. Except, as I said before, he's gracious enough to say, let me just bless them dummies, them fools. And he's done that. And so January we pause he still, you know, he put together a strategy, and I guess he tried it out in the garden, and it worked, and so he keeps on doing it ever since. He looks at you, and he looks at all that sin, all that good-looking stuff, and he says, "You sure God don't want you to have that?" No. Are you sure? He said, "Well," he said, "it looks good." Yeah, it does. Smells good. Yeah, it does. Why don't you just have peace? Okay. Then, it's like one of the movies where the scene changes. Also, it's dark. Rain starts pouring down. Oh, God, look at this. Oh, Pastor, pray for. And then you want to pray. We need power to resist temptation. Power to deal with God. Power to deal with the difficulties of life. The difficult circumstances. The difficult people. Power to get through a day of work without going crazy. You just get, my Lord, y'all really amen on that one. If we would begin our time with prayer, we would say, "Lord, I'm going to make you a priority. I'm going to spend time with your presence." I would guarantee you that you would have some power to live and to do what God is calling you to do. To live and be the person God is calling you. And then I'm going to kind of end here, and it's not just for one time. We need to do this every day. We cannot skip.
Come on, preacher.
Prayer. We cannot take a break from prayer. We cannot decide, "I'm prayed up today, and so I don't need none tomorrow." Because in essence, what you were saying is, I have enough Jesus today, but I don't really need much of him tomorrow. Well, the songwriter said, "I need thee."
Go ahead.
Every hour, I need thee. We need him all the time. We need him day in and day out, in the morning and in the evening. We need God with us and in us and working through us all of the time. And the only way that we can guarantee that kind of coverage is prayer. So we look at Jesus in the morning, rising up the great cloud before him. He departed with sorrowful and paid. That's what I'm saying. If you're here today, you have never made a decision to trust the Lord, follow Jesus. You were not born again. If you died today, you have no idea where